This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Did you gone through the document which I uploaded yesterday regarding Jenkins? The steps how to install Jenkins, these steps I mentioned in that. Did you try it yesterday? Anybody, please? I'm sorry, am I audible? Rajesh, Mohit, I'm audible?
Hello, hello.
Yes, Rajesh. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, yeah. You are audible. Yeah.
Thank you. So, did you practice yesterday? Did you try to install Jenkins on your local machine?
No, no. Yesterday I haven't tried. Today I will try it. Yeah.
No problem. Anybody who tried yesterday? Okay, so let's install the Jenkins again. If you have not tried, so while installing, if you are installing Ubuntu is little slow nowadays. So what we have to do while installing the instance, let's increase the hard disk space. Little bit will increase. Let's see how to do that. Uh, and by doing that, it will increase some speed when you're working on the Jenkins website. Let's do it now. So create launch an instance. The steps I mentioned over here. See, you have to follow these steps or simply the link which we yesterday we worked out, right? This is the link. You can go through the link, this link as well. No problem. You can use this link as well. Here we have all the steps to install on a Ubuntu machine, on a Fedora machine, or on a Red Hat machine. You can use any of them, no problem. For our case, I'll be using Ubuntu. So in Ubuntu, so before you install, first select the Ubuntu now. So here normally for Ubuntu you will have 8 GB and your hard disk type will be GP2. Let's select it GP3 and increase this to 10 GB. 10 GB is enough. Just 2 GB you increase it. The default one you just modify for Ubuntu. As we have 30 GB free, so out of this 10 GB is fine for us. And then one instance we required. This change you do. If you don't do this change, you may find some delay uh, when you're working on Jenkins website. Then click on launch instance. And moreover, if anybody got any billing mails, better you pay them. The billing, maybe you may need to pay around 20-30 rupees, that's all. You pay them. Otherwise, your account will be freezed. So you may not be able to use it. Again, you have to create, you have to pay that. Only if you pay, then you can able to use it, right? So it's a small amount. 10 or 20 rupees. If in that scenario, you can pay it, no problem. Now it is running. Click on connect. Now Jenkins server is ready. Now let's follow the steps. So in the document I already sent you. So what to do? Just first you have to install, and before installing, what you have to do? Update. You have to update it. It is updated. Then install your Java. Once Java installed, then you have to install our Jenkins. So completely copy everything. Just click on the copy icon here. It is copied. So every day when you practice, you shut it, terminate the instance. It takes some 5 minutes to recreate. No problem. So don't leave it. Run in stop mode. Don't try to stop it. So you don't use stop instance. You terminate it, and you can later on you can create it. So it's only 5 minutes task, 5 to 10 minutes max. So it is ready now, right? Then what we have to do? We have to access your Jenkins server. Jenkins now, it has installed now, and it is a web application. And you know how to access a web application. We have to access it using the browser. So when you want to access the Jenkins from the browser, then we have to add a HTTP protocol to our security group. Add role and change this port to 8080 and type leave it to custom TCP. And who can access this Jenkins? Anybody can access. So select anywhere and select save rules. Now it is ready now. Now we can access it. So what is the IP address of the Jenkins? It is a public IP, and here it is running on port number 8080. So type colon and type 8080, and it is ready now. Now it is saying get the initial password. Just copy this cat. You know how to print the content of a file, cat, and enter. Now this is a password. Just select, double click it and select it. Don't see control C anything. Just select it and paste here. Control V, and continue. So let's create admin account. Let's say admin. Save and continue. Right, this is your dashboard. Okay, this is our dashboard. If observe carefully, on the right side, username. I am the admin. I have logged in. So whoever logged in, his username will be appear here. In this Jenkins, we can create multiple users. Like on our cloud, we have created IAM users. Similarly, we can create here also we can create users. Right. So whoever logged in, his name will be shown here. On the left side, we have new item, people, build history, manage Jenkins, my views, and build queue, build executor status. So whenever developers push their code using git command, the code moves to GitHub. From GitHub, Jenkins will pull the latest code, and that code will be placed inside the build queue. It will place inside the build queue, and if the build executor, so this build will be executed by Maven tool. So when it is building any other already, see every day developers will as I told you, they will move their code to the GitHub. So whenever they move the code, every time Jenkins will pull the code and it will give to Maven to build it. So when it is building, the build status will be shown here. Under the build executor status, it is showing it will be building. So every time it can build two builds at a time. So normally, as I told you, in real time we have slots, two slots, but sometimes initially there could be multiple slots. So every time when they are pushing the code, that will be pulled by the Jenkins from GitHub. So if already builds are going on, two builds are going on, that the third or fourth build coming, then those will be placed inside the build queue. So you can see here how many builds are in the queue, how many builds are building here. So here only two builds are there. So you can increase them. You can increase this number of executors. Yeah, as of now we have two. So if you know the concept of threads, if you're a developer, so threads are nothing but or you can say your processor. When you buy a system, you will have process. You will buy CPU, CPU. In that, you will have count like four cores, 8 cores like that. So 4 cores. So how many cores you have, those many threads you can create. That means simultaneously those many tasks it can perform. So here is two builds are going on, means each build is taken by care by one thread. So two threads are running. So two builds will be running over here simultaneously. So if your server is capable of building more number of builds, then you can increase them. You can increase them. We'll see where to increase, how to increase. So end of the day, try to understand build queue is nothing but it's a queue. If already builds are going on, two builds are going on here, then the third build pulled by Jenkins from GitHub, that will be placed inside the build queue, right? So whenever you build, every build will have a number. A number will be given. That we'll see in a moment. And we have new item. So when you click on new item, then you can it allows you to allows you to do a job. So what is job? Job is nothing but, like, for example, you want to build code from GitHub. How you want to build, what type of code it is Java code or .NET code, then what is the build tool you are going to use, right? And where you want to pull the code from, what you call, from GitHub. If from it is GitHub, then what is the link for that, what is the URL of the GitHub. So every detail you have to mention inside the job. So once the job is ready, then you can run that job. When you run that job, then whatever you mentioned inside the job will be executed. For example, let's see a small example here. You click on new item. Now it is showing a different ways you can prepare your job. We have multiple types: freestyle, pipeline, multi-configuration project, folder, multi-branch pipeline, organization folder. These are there. We will see mostly what we use. Mostly we use freestyle project and pipeline, and sometimes we also use multi-branch. We'll see these things, but as of now, I am interested in freestyle. For most of the project, freestyle is enough. If project is very complicated, then we will go to pipeline. We will see how to use pipeline as well. But as of now, I will create one job. I'll say it as job one, and I will select freestyle project. Classic general purpose job type that checks out from up to one. Source control manager executes build steps serially, followed by post build steps like archiving artifacts and sending email notifications. What is post build, pre build, we'll see in a moment. Again, job one, freestyle project, and click on OK. So in this description, on the left side, you'll see some options available under configure. See job one, configuration. Under configuration, this is another web page. In this page, observe carefully, we have configure option. General, in here we have to describe about your project. This is a new job. Okay, you can add more comments when you are working in real time. And next is source code management. So source code management, so where your source code is available. Normally, obviously, it will be available in the GitHub, right? So it's available in the GitHub, right? So you have to mention the path. If you can click it, or you can scroll it down. When you scroll it down, that section appears over here. Scroll source code management. Okay, you can, all the options available in the same page, but if you click on it directly, you will be scrolled to that location. right? A description. What are these options we'll see later. But as of now, source code management. So if you are using GitHub, your source code is available in GitHub, then you can click on Git and you have to give the repository URL path. For this demo, I am not getting any code from the, I'm not going to pull any code from the GitHub. I will say none here. So build triggers. How you want to trigger? There are various options. We'll see them in a moment. And then build environment. This also avoid for now. Then go to build steps. If you expand this drop down, click on the drop down. Here we have latest different options here. One of them I am interested is on execute shell. See, your Jenkins is running on a Ubuntu machine. Expired now. So your Jenkins is running in this machine. So if you remember, uh, this is the path we went to this path and we got the password. That means when you install Jenkins, your Jenkins will be installed and placed in location called inside the lib folder. Inside the lib folder, Jenkins will be there. When you go to inside Jenkins, all the related files will be folder assigned files will be available inside the Jenkins folder, which we saw yesterday. Now also, I'm going to see we are going to do the same thing. Why we are going to do the same thing, we'll see in a moment. Now I'm what I have to do. I want to run my job, a simple job I want to run using the shell command. The Ubuntu in the Ubuntu we have bash shell. That using that bash shell, I want to execute some commands. Since your Jenkins is running in the Ubuntu machine, so whatever activity you do, that reflects on your Ubuntu server. That reflects on your Ubuntu server. Because I'm using shell, execute shell. Select it. Here you can type any command. For example, echo. Echo do what? Welcome. It echoes out, right? Welcome to Jenkins. This is one command I want to execute. At the same time, I want to create some files. I want to create some files. File 1, file 2. I just want to touch them. That's all. No content. I want to create 4 files as well. Also, I want to print a message. Touch will create a files, but where it will create? It will create inside your Jenkins folder. It's inside your Jenkins folder. Okay. So what I'm doing now is a simple job. It's not a very simple job. For just for testing purpose, we running this job. Here I'm using a build command. We are using execute shell, and then I want to run these commands using bash shell. For that, and we have another step called post build actions. After building, what you want to do? We have laid various options. If you want to notify through email, you can notify that as well. So normally in post build, what we do, once the build completed, what we do, we have to deploy our application in a server, right? So how to deploy those things we'll do and after in post build section. That also we'll see in a moment. But as of now, I will click on apply and save. This is a new job. Now you see on the left side, options are changed now. Options are changed now. This time it's saying status, changes, workspace, build now, configure, delete project, rename. So these options are changed now. In these options, we are interested on build now. When you click on build now, then this job one will start executing. The job, whatever steps you mentioned inside a job, those steps will be executed sequentially. And also when you click on build now, in the build history, you will see the build number. Initially, first time when you run, you will get a build number as 1. Again, if you run the same job, you will get a number 2, like that. So now I'm clicking on build now. Now if you see carefully, here a tick mark in green color coming, that means the build is successful. And a number is appearing here, hash 1. That means first time we have built this job, right? To get more details about this build, you just hover your mouse here, a drop down will come. You click on the drop down, you will get these options. Out of this, normally we will go to console output. Console output means the output while this job running, what are the steps executed, all we can see under this option, console output. Click on console output. When you click on console output, see what output we got. Started by user admin, running as system, so building in workspace. So this is a path where lib Jenkins, there is a folder called workspace. In that our job one is there. So echo welcome to Jenkins. So it is echoed. This output we got, welcome to Jenkins. And touch command. Touch command, it has also successfully finished. Finish success. That means these files should be created somewhere in our server. So no need to go somewhere. Here the path is already mentioned. We have to go inside our var lib Jenkins and workspace. Just copy this, or else just copy up to Jenkins. Less, you see we have multiple files and folders here. The workspace, this is the workspace you have to go. As per screen, workspace having the job. Go to our workspace, cd workspace, tab, enter ls cd job, ls. You see our file 1, file 2, file 3, file 4 are created here. So the touch command was executed successfully and created the files inside where? Inside the job. Which job you are running? Inside that job only you will find the output. So this is a job one and this is the output. So this is a basic example. It's a basic example. And next example, I want to pull some code. I want to pull some code, for example, from the GitHub. Then for that, what I will do? Let me create one more job. This time, you can click again on the dashboard. Okay, on the left side, click on dashboard. When you click on the dashboard, all the jobs which already run, which are passed, failed, those details will be shown here. Job one is running here. If you want to run this again, you can click on arrow button. Or suppose you want to configure this job one again. Again, you want to change some settings in the configuration. Then there are two ways. You can click on it and you have to click on configure. You can do whatever changes you want, you can do here. Or simply instead of clicking two times, you hover your mouse over here, you get a drop down here. Click on it and you can select the options here itself. You have configure option, simply select it. You will directly go to the configure. So you practice more so that you will get familiarized with the dashboard. Next, I want to create another job, new item. This time I will see, say job 2. Freestyle project. Okay. So in freestyle, we all have all this graphical user interface. So in pipeline, when you use pipeline, you won't have graphical user interface. You have to text everything. Anyway, next what I want to do, I want to pull code from GitHub. Pull it from GitHub, right? So our code is where in our GitHub. So go there and click on our account name, and we will have multiple. We have one repository here. Click on it, right? So this is our main branch. Here you can click on code and you can select HTTPS and you can copy the file here. The content you can copy here. This path you can provide here under here. That's it. So now it will pull the code from here. And credentials, it's a public repository. Credentials are not required, but in real time we have to provide credentials because we will be using private repositories. We're creating our repository in the private account. And from which branch you want to pull it. You have to mention the branch name as well. Which branch I am using? Main. I don't have master branch, right? So go to here and change it from master to you change it to main. Change it to main. Now for the main branch, our code will be pulled. And next is build steps. So I don't have, so my code is not a Java code nor a C# code. If it is Java code, then I would have used Maven code. Let me try. Okay, invoke top level Maven targets. So before we continue this demo, so let me introduce few things about Maven. We don't have to be expertise on build tools. So some basic commands, if you know, those are enough. So Maven is a tool. So this Maven have some goals. Maven have following goals. First one is validate goal. So Maven will validate, okay, the correctness of the project. The project, if the project don't have followed proper syntax, like Maven checks the POM file. So Maven checks a when you build a Java file normally have a file called .pom file, POM file. So it will check the validity of the POM file. So it will validate the project is correct and all necessary information is available. It will check. So that means if you say in this goal, if I say validate, if I say validate space, this is one goal. If you say validate, then assume for some time, assume ours is a Java application. If it is a Java application, then here I want to build steps. In the build steps, I want to use Maven build tool. So to the build tool, I have to mention some targets. One of the target is validate. If you mention validate and space, and after space you can give one more validate. But first what is it will this target will do? It will check whether our Java application having properly is proper information provided or not. All the information required information provided or not. If it is not provided, then it will fail. The build will fail. Then another target called compile. Compile normally in if you take any language, C language, C++, C sharp, or Java or Angular, whatever it may be, when they write the code, every language have their own syntaxes, some rules they have to follow. After writing an instruction, they have to put semicolon. If they forget the semicolon, then you will get error. So when you get error, so actually there are two phases: compile phase and build phase. So when compiling, if the compile will only check the program written by the developer, that it will the compile program will check whether the developer written the code in properly following all the syntaxes. The developer did some mistake, then the compiler will inform that it has missed some syntax at line number so and so. So same thing, our Maven also will do the same thing. So we have to provide compile the source code of the project. So if you want to do compilation, here you can mention compile also space. So like that we have multiple goals. Like that we have multiple goals. For example, we have package goal. So package goal is important goal we have to understand. We use mostly. So whenever your build Maven builds the code, it will convert the source code into a binary file. Okay, in a binary file in the with the extension of jar file or a var file. So if it is a Java application is written for desktop applications, then in the package it will package it as a jar file. If it is web application, it will package it as a var file. So multiple ways are there. So in short, try to understand what is package. Package, it will take the compiled code, the compiled code which is compiled just now, will take a compiled code and package it in its format, such as jar or var format. Similarly, we have one more format, one more goal called verify. So it simply verifies whether the package properly packaged or not. If it is corrupted, then it check whether it is corrupted or properly packed or not. So run checks to verify the package is valid and meets the quality criteria. This is another goal. Similarly, we have one more goal called install goal. If you use this target, this goal, then it will install the package. Install the package, okay, on your local repository, mostly on your local repository. So installs the package into the local repository you want. Mostly to use as a dependency. So, so these are mostly again depends on how the developers want us to do. So what goals they want. So basing on that, so dependency in other projects. So this package is maybe used by other projects. So for that reason, we have to deploy this package first. So for that reason, we have to deploy this using the install goal. So once it's deployed, then other projects which are depending on this package will run smoothly. Okay. So another one is clean package. So clean is a goal which will remove remove the warfare or jar file which is already created. If you want to clean and you want to create freshly a new package, then you have to run first the goal clean, and then after that you have to run the package goal. So what it will do, cleans of the artifacts. Artifacts are nothing but are are the binary files. Okay, are the binary files. So when the clean goal do what, it cleans up the artifacts created by prior builds. So you might have build you have did multiple builds. So whenever you do a new build, every time it will be cleaned. That means the artifacts will be removed, and a new artifact will be created. That means here I am not interested on these goals. I am not interested on all these goals. I am interested on cleaning and packaging. I want to clean if already exists any build, and I want to package it. Right? Similarly, like install, we have another goal called deploy. So install will install the package in the local repository, mostly to use as a dependency in other projects which are running locally. And deploy is a another goal. This goal mostly same like install only. It works same like install only, but only difference is it will deploy on the target machine, like your environment, dev environment, or SIT, or production environment, whatever production you are targeted are mostly used for production deployment. Okay, used in an integration or release environment. Copies final package to the remote repository, sharing with other developers and projects. I will share this file to you, but try to understand. As of now, I will interested on two goals, that is clean and package. So give a space, clean and package. Now when you give these goals, your Maven will understand that okay, before I build this project, I have to clean the existing packages and I have to create a new one, clean one. So that is the meaning of this. But and try to understand, we are using Maven, but Maven is installed, is the Maven plugin installed on our Jenkins? It is not installed. It has not installed. So this step will fail. But why I'm trying this then? Just I want to see whether I'm able to pull the code from GitHub or not. Let's see that. Now apply, save. Your job 2 is there, and now click on build now. When you click on build now, your build will start here, and it is already failed. If you open the console output, you see here started by user admin, building in workspace. In the same workspace, another folder will be created, job 2. Okay, and now what happened? You see automatically in the job 2, it has run git init. See the same thing what we have did. It ran git init. Okay, it has checked whether git is available or not. Git is available or not in that server. If git is not available in the server, then it will fail. To fail, it will fail. Jenkins will fail to pull the code from the GitHub repository. It will fail. So that means whenever you executing this job, your Git has to be installed on your Jenkins server. Session is expired. Wait a minute. Cd, go to the path. Path is job 2. Less. So in job 2, it's already showing some files, the contents of the GitHub. That means it has successfully pulled the code. It has successfully pulled the code. So code has been moved. So but it has failed. Where it has failed? While running our job. Maven. So this mbn is a command. Maven command is mbn clean package. Command execution failed. It has failed. So what we have to do? We have to, first of all, we have to do what? We have to install plugin, Maven plugin, right? Now what I will do, I will click on job 2 again here on top, and here if you observe carefully, observe this folder workspace. Click on this workspace and see all these files are there. And if you observe carefully, these are the same files which we have on our GitHub. These files are pulled successfully to our GitHub. I believe you are understanding what we are doing here. In this step, I only try to pull the latest, I want to pull the code from the GitHub. Now next what I will do, I will create I have a sample Java code. I will move that code to our repository. I want to move it to this repository. For that, what I will do, I will click a new repository, and for this I will name it as some shopping app, shopping web app, for example. This is a new repository I want to create, and before that, let me ping Google. I'm creating a new repository. Why I'm creating a new repository? Because on my local machine, I have a Java sample code. That code move to, I want to move that to into this repository. Okay. For that reason, I want a repository on the GitHub. Just come down and click on create repository. So normally, as you know, these are steps will be given. So what I will do, right click on my downloads. I will click on show more options and click on git bash here. This time I'm not going to create. I'm not going to create, or else let me do one thing. No, I will do here only because my files are here. So here what I will do, git uh, git init. First of all, I will make a directory, make dir. I am in downloads folder, right? So here I have already a folder called with the name shopping app. In this I have some sample files, some Java files. I will say shopping web app, 3D shopping web app. Now I am inside the shopping web app. Just look and the look and feel is somewhat different here. You see, when you created our Ubuntu machines, it's not showing this way. It won't show this way, right? So I'm inside the shopping web app. Now I want to run what? Git init. The first command, git init. Then what? The git init is started now. I want to create a new branch, git main branch. And next, I want to connect to my remote repository. I have connected to that as well. Then I have to push my code. But as of now, I don't have any code. And before that, let me introduce myself to this machine, to this git. So I will say git global config user dot email dev1 at gmail.com. Sorry. So global should not come before, it should come after config. Now similarly, time I want to add name. I'm done. Next, if I say git status, it is clean, less. No files are there now. Next, what I will do, I will go to my local machine. I will copy all these files and I will make copy into my folder here. I will paste them. Now, if you say git status now, see now it got the git is observing. Now git observed that I got latest files. It has observed that I got latest files. Then what I will to do? Git commit. Git add first of all. Git add dot git commit hyphen m added shopping web app project files something. Then git push. Git push and where I have to push to the origin. Origin contains the path of my central repository and then which branch name. Yes, it has been pushed successfully. Now let's try to what is saying. Permission denied. Or else I do one thing. If it is there, that would have been better actually. Mhm. Let me do one thing. I do one thing. Is having some problem. So I can.
I think it is a private repository, Madan.
No, it's public only. It's public repository
And
only. It's not private.
If you see the error message, it is showing like public key something,
Where?
permission denied, public key.
Oh, okay. So it's related to public key which is already stored in my machine. Actually, I have to clean it up. If I clean it, no, that issue will be solved. But I don't want to do it now. So actually, that I have to do to clean here somewhere the file storing some information here that I have to clean up. So if I start doing it now, it takes some more time. So that reason I'm not doing it now. That's not related to uh, as you mentioned. That is not about that actually. But anyway, no problem. No problem. What I will do. Uh, Time being, what I will do. I want to do it in a proper way. Just a moment, please. Mm, okay, no problem. We'll do it. Mm, Again, long. It will take long time. Mm, mm, mm. Or else let me clear yours itself. It is somewhere stored actually. Mm, mm, mm. Or else let me try one more way. Even this works. Okay. So it's asking for token. Let's use token. So as you know, we created token previously. Go to settings. Go to our developers settings. Here create tokens classic. Delete this token. Create a new token. Generate new token. Select classic token. Here have to authenticate something. So I can use SSH as well, but just for this sample session, I thought of going with without SSH. So if you use local laptops, sometimes it will store some public key already. Because of that, it will not allow sometimes. Anyway, I have copied this token. I will store it somewhere here and provide that. Click on token here. and provide your token here and sign in. Now we have pushed it successfully. Nice. This is nice. Similarly, what I will do, uh, inside this, I will say make dir cd demo less. Nothing is there. What I will do, I'll copy my file contents, or else simply what I will do, I copy and paste everything into my new project, new repository, FedEx repository, and then simply say ls, go out of demo folder, ls. We have demo folder and shopping directory as well. I want to remove demo folder. Simply say rmdir demo. I don't want that. Now say git status. We have shopping app, right? Fine. Now what I will do, uh, uh, ls again. Else I'll do one thing. Instead of that, remove hyphen r shopping altogether. It is done. Remove file star ls. Task is there. Remove task as well. Ls. Now this folder is clean. Now git status, if you say, it's saying it's deleted everything, right? It is deleted everything. Nice. Then what is my plan is, go and copy all these file contents. All contents. You copy Control A and copy and paste everything in our folder. Now if you say git status, this has to be deleted and this has to be added. Then what I will do, git add dot git commit m shopping project added. Clear the screen. Push it now. Git status. It's up to date. And git log. So one commit ahead we are. Now next what I have to do? I have to push it, right? Git push origin main now. Now if you go to our central repository, go to our FedEx project. This is the one. Now it has contained our latest Java code. This is the latest Java code. Most importantly, the POM file. This is the file we are interested. So Maven requires this file. Otherwise, Maven will not work without this file. So this having all the instructions. So as a DevOps engineer, we need to understand this, but let me explore these files. So POM file, if you edit and open with it Notepad++. So something shopping site, some okay, and how to build it, what package you want to build, okay, that information we provide here. So package name here, packaging we want as a var file, so we are mentioning here as a var file. So the package, the Maven understands, okay, I have to build this project, I have to convert into a var file, right? So these are the information it contains. Now what I have to do now, close it now. So in short, assume we have in a GitHub we have already a project. Now in this project we have all these files are available. This project I want to pull now in our through using our Jenkins, and after that I have to build using Maven tool. I have to build it successfully, right? Let's see that. Go to our Jenkins website. Here let's create, go to dashboard. This time we already have job 1, job 2. Let me create one more job, that is job 3. Job 3, it's a freestyle project. Click on it. Here it's a shopping website something, and then come down and give the git path here. So here this project I will share with you. You can download. You can try the same way as I have did. Same way you do the steps what I have followed here. Okay. First time the problem I faced, that kind of problem you may not face. For you it may be smoothly happen. If not, then do the way I have did. Now next what? See, normally developers will push their code here actually. So as a developer, I tried, but normally as a DevOps engineer, we will get everything already present in our GitHub central repository. Everything will be there. But as of now, I've taken a developer role and did this thing. That's the reason I got some issue. Otherwise, they will push the code and it is available for us. By the way, this is a code now. I have to get the Git URL. So copy this HTTPS URL copy and go to our job here and paste here the URL, complete URL. Then come down. Which branch it is? In the main branch. It's in the main branch. Select main branch. And then you want to build using what? You want to use building Maven targets, right? But Maven is not ready. Maven is not installed. Maven is not installed. So for that, I have to install it first. How to install a Maven? There are two ways. You can install Maven where our Jenkins has been installed. On the same machine, you can install Maven. Simply yum install Maven, it will install it. But question is, you no need to do it on your Jenkins itself. We can do that. How to do that? So I don't want to go to dashboard from here because I don't want to miss this page. I will do what? I'll right click on it and click on duplicate button. Here duplicate window come, click on dashboard. Here we have option called manage Jenkins. When you click on manage Jenkins, we will explore manage Jenkins tomorrow. But as of now, try to understand manage Jenkins have a lot of options to manage a lot of things like creating users, okay, and security, right? Adding slave nodes, underscore nodes, adding plugins, tools, systems. Many in system we have. I will explain in the system what we have. All this information I will discuss slowly tomorrow. So it's taking some time. So I've increased some hard disk space, but still it is taking some time to load. All this we'll discuss tomorrow. Like now, for example, here executors are two. Check number two is changed. That means two builds can be done parallelly. If you want to increase, you can increase it as well. Again, it depends on your machine capability, how many threads it having. But anyway, leave that. Click on manage Jenkins. Now I'm interested on tools here. Configure tools, their locations and automatic installs. Click on tools now. So when you scroll down, you can add JDK, Java Development Kit. You can install Git. Git is already there. If you scroll down, we have Maven installations. Click on add Maven. So here it will, you can give some name here and which version of Maven you want to install. We have multiple versions available here. Lot of versions are available here. I want to take the latest version 3.96 and to this Maven we are installing, you have to name it. You have to give some specific name. Suppose I will give name like Maven, and also I will use Maven 3.96 also as a name beside it. Why? Because if you are using multiple versions, if you mention the version number beside the name, then if you have created multiple versions of Maven tools, then you can select the required Maven version. So as of now, I want only one Maven version and I am giving the name as Maven 3.96, 9.6. This version number is not mandatory, it's not required. But still, just by seeing, I want to recognize which version I'm using. Now do what? Click on apply and then click on save. It is done now. Now go to a previous tab. Okay, it will not reflect, it has not reflected automatically. No way, I have to refresh it again, no problem. Or else do one thing, go to your expand this, click on not okay, click on job. Again it is leaving. I do one thing, I will apply. Okay, I will apply, save. Again I will click on configure. Our shopping website is intact, our URL also there. Next what? Main branch also there. Next come down, select your build step. Here you see option came now, Maven version. Before it was not there. Before we have goals only. So in the drop down, you will see our version which we have just now created, Maven 3.96. Select it and give your goal. I want to clean like this. If any binary files or var files already there, I want to clean them. Where those will be available in your job 3 folder. Those will be cleaned. And if I want to create a new package, new var file. That's all. This post build we'll see in a moment, but as of now, keep it as it is. Click on apply and save. Now go to our now click on build now. Click on build now. What will happen? Now what will happen? The code will be pulled and should be built successfully. Click on build now, and you just come over here and expand and go to console output. You'll see the Maven is building our project. Various steps it is showing. You see the build is successful. That means the Maven was able to build our project. Our project is what? So this is our project. It has pulled from here. Okay, it has then after that downloading from central. So it is downloaded. Maven has downloaded and it has built it, and after that it has converted our file to a var folder, var file, file binary file artifact. If you come down, it is saying that package web app, packaging web app, assembling web app, that is our shopping site web app. The same thing which we shown here, the same name whatever we mentioned inside our POM XML file. Here I mentioned the ID as shopping site web app. The same name it is using here, shopping site web app. Whatever you mention in the POM file, it will basically using that only it will prepare. Now assembling, where it is assembling in var lib Jenkins workspace jobs 3 target. That means in jobs 3 there will be folder created target. In the inside target only all the binary files will be created. Processing var project, copying web app resources and building var file. Finally the var file is build. So build is successful. So let's see our var file. Var file created with what name? The same name what we have given in the POM file, that is shopping site web app dot var file. Now if I go to this path, for example, first of all let's go to workspace only. Okay, from there we can see all the jobs over there. For that, Control C. Try to understand. Today I have used my local Git. I have not created till yesterday. I have created Git on the cloud server, right? But today I want to copy my code which is located on my local machine. I copied it, but this is server running on the cloud. Clear the screen. Okay, it's just go one step back and type ls. Now you see job 3 also there. In job 3, if I go inside, if I go to inside this job 3, then I should see all the target files, var files, everything. Cd job 3 ls. You see some default files are created. Form file, all the files which are there on my GitHub, all are copied here. First of all are copied. After they are copied to my Jenkins server, then this source, according to the POM file, it has converted that source code into binary code that is available inside our target folder. Let's go to the target folder. Yes. So in this we have various folders created. Out of this I am interested on the binary file called shopping site web-var file. This is the file I'm interested. This is a var file is created. Please let me know if you have any questions till now. Swaraj, Naveen, any questions, please? Revanti, Hua, Rajesh, Mohit. Somebody used to be here, disappeared. Who is that person? Uh, any questions, please?
No, no, fine.
Fine, right?
Understood.
So,
Yeah.
if you are not exhausted, then shall we continue deploying our code to Tomcat server like we deployed Apache? Similar way, uh, it will take easily more than 15 minutes. That is more than 20-25 minutes. Is that okay, or shall I continue it tomorrow? Because today, after we building this var file is ready, that is fine. But end of the day, what we by seeing it is not enough, right? We have to able to use it, right? To use it, what we have to do? We have to deploy it as well, right? So that means when you go to configure section, the last section, that is postable actions. So that means we stop till now here, clean package, but postable, after building, I want to deploy my application. Once I deploy my application, then anybody can use my application, like going to a browser and they can type the URL and they can see the output of my application, web application. Otherwise, I will do it tomorrow. Why? Because I have to explain few concepts about Tomcat as well. I have to explain some concepts about Tomcat as well. For that reason, I will end the session now here. And tomorrow, I will explain first Tomcat server, what is Tomcat server, and what configurations we have to do before we deploy our var application inside Tomcat, and then how we can add a plugin of Tomcat onto our Jenkins machine, and how we can deploy this var file. How can we deploy our var file? Hope you are able to understand what I'm saying. Tomorrow I will not prepare again the Jenkins server. You practice today. I will make it ready for you. So from tomorrow morning itself, we will start from postable actions directly. We start with postable actions. Before that, I will explain what is Tomcat server, and then we will continue our task from here. And leave here. And one more thing, before we go, let me introduce few concepts here. Click on manage Jenkins. Here we have option called system option. Okay, system, click on system option. So in the system option, we will have some various information like home directory. By default, Jenkins stores all the data, all of its data in this directory on the file system, that is var lib Jenkins. Here you will, this is the same path, right? The same path we have accessed here, var lib Jenkins. So this is the main path. And then system message. This message will display at the top of the Jenkins main page. This can be useful for posting information to your users. So as I want to give a notification like next build is at 7:30 p.m. Please plan your check-ins accordingly. So this message is for developers. For example, this message I want to display. So select this, just type this and apply and save. And you see a notification coming over here. Your next build is at 7:30. So whoever login, so every user will log in as a IAM user, identity access management. If you remember, every user will have his username. Whoever login, that person will see this message. As a DevOps engineers, we will create this message, and it will be notified on the dashboard like this. Okay. Let me try whether I can increase this. Where here HTML works. Try this syntax. Save. No, it doesn't work. Okay, that is about the notification part. Anyway, I'm not interested now. Like, now come down executors. So executors means, as I told you, the number of builds parallelly you want to do. How many builds you want to do parallelly. So as of now, it's showing 1 and 2. Both are idle now. Idle means no build is happening. No build is happening. So if your machine supports more than 2 builds at a time, then you can increase it. If you increase it 4 builds, for example, now I am increasing it to 4 builds. Apply, save. Now you will see 4 builds here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means at a time, even though the developers pushing their code multiple times, most very few will be in the build queue, and most of them will be in the building process, because we have four threads now. 4 threads are running, and each thread is building one build. Like that, you can increase the build executor count. Now, as of now, I will keep it 2. And labels. Now this we will discuss when we working on slaves, master and slave nodes. When at that concept, I will explain more detail. So when you use labels, that means, suppose I want to run my job on one particular label, one particular server, then the server will be identified with a label. You will label it like a price tag. You will have, when you go to shopping with different clothes, on that labels will be there, right? So on that, price will be there. Similarly, here also we use labels for the same purpose, but this time the labels will attach to our slave nodes. So so when you mention some label here, that label, in that I will mention high end server something I will say. Then by seeing that, when we want to run this job on high end server, then by seeing the label name, I will select the label name, and I can use that label to attach to that server. So normally, that option will see when you configure your job. When your job you preparing your configuration, at that time we get an option to attach this label. Okay, so mostly it will available in the top here itself. So advanced here, uh, display name, uh, bit up traced. That option, I'll see that somewhere it should be here only. So here only we have to select while you configuring your job. I'll see that. Mhm. Somehow I am not able to see here. That is because the reason is I have not created any label. If you have created any label, then that option will come over here automatically. As of now, I have not created any label. Once you create a label, that option will come over here. That will see when you're working on labels. Similarly, usage. Use this node as much as possible. One option, or only build jobs with label expressions matching this node. So this is a master node actually. We have installed Jenkins on this machine. This machine is a master node. We call it as a master node. Do you want to use this machine only? Use it, then you have to select use this node as much as possible, or only build jobs with label expressions matching this node. Okay, so this master also we can give a label. So if it matches to this machine, then use this machine for building your jobs, otherwise don't use that. So quiet period. So when developer pushes code multiple times to the build queue, right? When he pushes build queue, then that comes under the build queue, right? So here you can give 5 seconds. Suppose the push will it will wait, the build will be wait till it completes. Till it completes, it will not immediately pull the latest build from the queue. It will not immediately take the build queue. If you don't mention your 5 seconds, what happens? If you mention 0 over there, once a build is completed, builds are completed, immediately it will pull the next build. But if you mention 5 here, what happens? If you mention that way, what happens is it will wait for 5 seconds. After waiting for 5 seconds, even though the build executor is idle, even though it is idle, it will not take the new build from the queue. It will wait for 5 seconds, and after that it will take that new build from the build queue, and then it starts building. Why it has to do like this? Why? Because, as you know, build developers normally pushing their code multiple times to the GitHub central repository. Whenever they're pushing the code, so assume they're pushing every minute, for example, every minute like that they do, then once a build is completed, building process is completed, our the Jenkins will take the latest code from the build queue. Once the build queue is taken, immediately somebody pushed into the GitHub, and that is pulled by the Jenkins. So here the new build come over here. But if the Jenkins has waited for some time, then the code pushed by various developers also grouped together. If the Jenkins has waited for some time, so that Jenkins will wait for 5 seconds and will pull the latest code from the GitHub, so that GitHub will have some load of latest code that it can get it after 5 seconds. So at that time, Jenkins will go to GitHub after 5 seconds, and it will pull the latest code. Meanwhile, multiple developers might have pushed their latest code, so it gives some ample time so that our Jenkins will not continuously build small code base. Instead, if it wait for some time, it can pull good amount of code, and it can build on top of it. It can start a build on top of it. So for that reason, we will use this option 5. And SCM, source code management, checkout entry count. So Jenkins, as I told, it will check whether GitHub got any latest code. So as of now it is 0, that means it will immediately check. If you mention some time, I'm sorry, it is saying retry count. Suppose if it fails to get the latest code, then it will wait for these many seconds. So it is not waiting. If it's failing, immediately it will try to connect to our GitHub. If you give some time here from 1 or 2 seconds, it will wait for 2 3 seconds, and then it will go and try to connect to our GitHub again. So if it is not able to connect, some issues, then it give some time, so that it will wait for some time, and it will connect after that only. Otherwise, it will continuously trying to connect our GitHub. And this is our Jenkins URL. The same URL we are accessing here. Same URL whatever you are using, that is available here. So these are enough as of now. Tomorrow we'll explore few more here, and we'll come back here and we'll explore few more while working on Tomcat. Once we complete Tomcat, the few more topics will elaborate, and we'll try to understand what they will do. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know please. Otherwise, I will end up this session. Just go through this recording and go through this and listen once again and practice. So you have to practice more on Jenkins, because Jenkins we will be using till our end of the course. Because whenever you learn other tools, those tools anyway I have to deploy on Jenkins only, right? So again we have to come back to Jenkins and to deploy those tools on Jenkins, and we have to try how we are able to communicate with other tools using Jenkins. So for that reason, you better get familiarized with Jenkins. I will be ending now. Tomorrow we will connect at same time, 9 a.m. Thank you for your time.
Can you can you wait more than for 2 minutes?
Sure, Shivan. Sure. Have a good day. Take care.